Good morning, Year 6, and welcome back to another math session. It is the 14th of May today, and we are going to be revising our knowledge of data handling, where we're going to be looking at bar charts, line graphs, and pie charts. So, before we get started, as always, I've got a quick math starter on Kahoot for you to have a go at. There were 13 people who had a go at this yesterday. Let's see if we can get it up to at least 15 today. So, go to kahoot.it and enter the code 052 56849. Now, of course, this gets your brain warmed up and it gets us started for the day. It doesn't matter if you finish first or fifth, okay? All that matters is that you are ready and you're practicing those daily quick-fire maths questions, okay? So go and have a go at that, and when you're done, come back and watch the rest of this video. Now then, let's have a little look at this question here, okay? So this is a bar chart here, and I've got my pets, rabbit, dog, cat, and I've got a number of pets at the bottom. So the question would have been something like, this is a list of children's favourite pets in year 6, okay, and it would obviously be a very big school. So at the bottom here, okay, I've got the number of children with those pets. How many children chose rabbit? Have a little think. How many children chose rabbit there? It's not going to be 2.5. Well, I'm going to have to look at like intervals first. How much does each line represent? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 jumps. I've got 5 jumps between each one here. So I'm obviously going to be something in 5s. Okay, it's going to be in 5 somewhere. Well, if this is 100, it's in jump to 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Ah, so that must mean that this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 120, 140, 160, 160, and 180. Okay, so how many children chose rabbit? Well, what I would be demonstrating in the classroom at this point in time would be getting the ruler out and measuring straight down. It's all right to have a little guess and a little sort of, oh, it looks like that, but get a ruler out and really have a look. So I'm going to draw my straight line down here. And you can see it's exactly between 40 and 60. So how many children chose rabbits? Answer is 50. 50 children chose rabbits. Okay then, well let's have a look at the next part. The next question would ask you something like, how many children chose cats? Well, cats is nice and straightforward. It's perfectly on that line there going down. So that is going to be 100. And dogs, well you can see it's between that line again, so I'm going to have to get my ruler out and draw the line going straight down in a perfect line. Okay, going straight down, and you'll be left with something like that. And you can see it's right in the middle again, so it's between 140 and 160. Dogs, that must mean that 150 children have or like dogs. Okay, so it's 50 for rabbits, 150 for dogs, and 100 for cats. Well, let's have a look at that in our next little question. So I'm just going to quickly write that down. So cats are equal to 100. Rabbits were equal to 50. And dogs were 150. Okay. So how would I do that as a pie chart? How would I write that as a pie chart? I'm going to have to split this up now into fractions. Let's have a little look here. What is a total number of all of these animals, all these children put together who've chosen these animals? 100 plus 50 is 150, plus 150, well, that's going to be over 300. So I'm going to have to get my fraction out of 300. So cats is 100 over 300. Okay, there's 100 parts of those 300. Rabbits are equal to 50 of those 300 parts. And dogs are equal to 150 over the 300 parts. Now, I could sit and split this triangle into 300 equal parts, but I could be there for quite a while. So would you recommend a different way? Simplify the fraction? Yep, I agree too. Okay, 100 over 300, if I can simplify that, well, yes, the common factor there would be 100. So divide them both by 100 gives me 1 over 3. Ooh, a third, that's nice and easy. Okay, rabbits. Not quite as straightforward as dividing by 100, but they both can be divided by 50. 50 divided by 50 is 1, and 300 divided by 50, well, 300 again, do it that way. 300 divided by 5 is going to be 60. Okay, so 300 divided by 50 is going to be 6. Okay then, and 150 divided by 300, well, you should be shouting down your screen, Mr. Drummond, that is a half. Of course it is. And now I can make my pie chart. So half of it is going to be dogs, 1/6 is going to be rabbits, and 1/3 cats. Well, I'm going to start nice and simple. Okay, I'm going to try and get straight down the middle of here and do my dogs that are equal to a half. So dogs, hopefully that is perfectly in the middle. Okay, so dogs are equal to a half of this. So I can colour in dogs are going to be red, a bit pink on here. Okay, so there are the dogs one. Okay, that's on a pie chart. That is the total amount of children who like dogs. Okay, I can now go to the next part here. Let's go with cats. 1/3. Okay, so a third approximately would be about here. Again, approximately, I'm sort of eyeballing this one here. So cats, well, they can stay as yellow. Okay, so there it is for cats. Do this one a little bit quicker. Okay, and then that will leave rabbits at the end. Well, rabbits, we could go with a green. Okay, and rabbits there. And you can see I have now got my pie chart also completed. Okay, using fractions to help me split up that whole circle. Okay, so let's have a look at the next section where we're going to be looking at line graphs. Okay, so this is the weight of a puppy over time. Okay, as it's obviously growing up. Okay, it's going month by month. The dog's obviously going to be getting heavier. And you can see as it gets to the top, it starts to level out a bit because that's sort of the biggest weight it's going to get. It's not going to dramatically lose any weight or gain any weight. So it's sort of, that's at its fully grown weight. Now then, the first question you might be asked on something like this is, what is a puppy's weight at? Well, let's go with 1 month. How would you solve this one? Well, what you would do is you would get your ruler again, and you draw a line up from 1 month, and then you draw it across to here. Okay, going across. So looking at that, approximately, what is the puppy's weight at 1 month? So at 1 month, the puppy's weight is somewhere between 0 and 10. It's not quite half. It's a little bit more. It's probably about 4 kilograms. So 1 month is probably about 4 kilograms, approximately, okay? You do have a tolerance on this. You do get a little bit of leeway on there. Okay, so what about 3 months? Same thing applies. You would draw your line up from 3 months till it hits the line, and then you would go across. Just there. So 3 months is just a little bit over 10. It's probably about 11 kilograms. So after 3 months, the puppy's weight is 11 kilograms. Okay, and you're just using these lines to help you. Now I'm going to get rid of them for this next part here. Okay, so what about 2.5 months? You're going to have to work a little bit backwards what we've just been doing there. At 2.5 months, what is the puppy's weight? Same thing. Between 2 and 3, that's 2.5. You draw your line up, just about there. And if I go across, again, I'm pretty much sure I can say here, at 2.5 months, the puppy's weight is 10 kilograms. Okay, and you can use that to solve any question. If they said, okay, what is the weight at 11 months? You draw a line up from 11 months till it hits the puppy's weight line, and then you bring it across to there, and you can see it's just a bit under 50 kilograms. Looking at there, it's probably around 47 to 48 kilograms. Okay, and you're just using logical reasoning to solve these problems. Now then, final one, back to pie charts. Let's see if you could work out these, and this is a little bit more of a challenge. 24 children were asked their favourite ice cream flavour. This many people said vanilla, strawberry, raspberry and chocolate. So how can I find out how many children specifically like each of these parts? I have to go back to fractions. Now, I'm going to visualize this, okay? This is going to be a bit more of a visualizing one, okay? We can roughly tell that them ones there are quarters, okay? So I'm going to start with vanilla. So vanilla, because it's nice and easy, we're looking at a quarter, okay? So vanilla is 1/4 of how many children? There are 24. So vanilla, 1/4 24. So to find a quarter, I divide by my denominator and I times by my numerator. So 24 divided by 4 is equal to 6. And then 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Okay, so how many children like vanilla? That is, of course, 6. Well, hold on. Chocolate is exactly the same. It's a quarter. I don't need to do any more maths. That is going to be 6. And to confirm, both of them together make up a half. That's 12. Okay, and they're equal to 12 themselves. So I've done vanilla and chocolate. Now it's on to raspberry and strawberry. Well, let's look at raspberry there. Raspberry, looking at that, is approximately, okay, about 1/3. 1/3 of 24. So 24 divided by 3 times by 1 is going to be 8. Okay then. So 8 children prefer raspberry. Now there's 2 ways you could do this. You could look at that and go, okay, well, that's about 1/6. It's about 1/6 there, and that's strawberry. So I could do 1/6 of 24, or I could add 6 plus 6 plus 8, add them together, gives me 20, and then use that to subtract from my total number, because it's my final one. So I'm going to go with 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 8 is 20, 24 minus 20, well, that is going to equal to 4. Again, the other way you could have done this would have been to go with, well, that is 1/6 of 24, because it's that total number. Okay, so 1/6 of 24 is going to equal to 4. Okay, and there we go. I've worked out how many children prefer each ice cream flavour. Right, on to today's work. Answer the questions from your sheets. As usual, answers will be sent at the end of the day. If you send them to me, you will be receiving a dojo, okay, and I will mark them and send them straight back to you. There are extension activities on Study Ladder today, if you want to go and have a go at them as well. Thank you very much, Year 6. I look forward to speaking to you this morning. Goodbye.